La grande majorité des climatologues n'en parlaient pas, ne voulaient pas qu'on en parle, et encore moins qu'on entreprenne des recherches à ce sujet.
And for a long time, there was a taboo that basically said, in the scientific community, agreed not to talk about it in public.
Pour eux, ça aurait été une erreur éthique et politique.
Et c'est assez intéressant de voir qu'en quelques années, un très petit nombre d'acteurs ont réussi à imposer la géo-ingénierie.
This was a major subject of discussion at the conference in Rio de Janeiro on the environment 2 years ago. The focus then was on sustainable growth and global development. It was pointed out at the conference that growth is most efficiently managed by the private sector.
Une partie de l'argent vient de la fondation de Bill Gates, le reste vient de start-up. Je pense qu'en fait, le gouvernement britannique a commis une erreur en finançant cette première grande expérience publique de géo-ingénierie.
Que se passerait-il si de grandes entreprises, appelons-les BP ou Exxon, devenaient les leaders en géo-ingénierie? Quels intérêts défendraient-elles? Ceux de la planète ou les leurs? On imagine la suite. On ne peut pas cesser notre activité, il y a des emplois en jeu. Et elle ferait du lobbying auprès des puissants pour pouvoir continuer.
Boeing would pursue this to make a profit, right? I mean, the financial motivation to do this.
Let's see. So let me not speak for Boeing.
Is that allowed? Okay.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
No, but someday, if the U.S. is going to decide to do this stuff, they're going to look to a company who can do it, and you want to be positioned. Boeing would rather get it than Lockheed Martin.
So certainly we have an industrial base that helps the country take on technologies and large-scale challenges like national defense. And we do that both for a profit motive as well as, I think, as a national service.
On pense que toute nation de taille moyenne pourrait déployer un bouclier solaire. Mais certains craignent qu'un milliardaire prenne les devants. Quelqu'un qui se prendrait pour le Messie. Et
Bill Gates
s'imaginerait sauver le monde à lui seul parce que les gouvernements tergiversent et refusent d'agir.
Lowell Wood a été dans cette salle, de même que Nathan Myhrvold, Bill Gates, Paul Allen, etc.
On était une trentaine à la conférence de l'Institut de recherche sur le changement climatique. Et il y avait Lowell Wood. C'était la première fois que je le rencontrais.
We've been paying an aircraft engineering company to figure out what it costs. Their estimates are a couple billion a year to manipulate the whole planet's climate.
If manipulating the climate would cost only $2 billion a year, with a global economy worth $50 trillion, then the real cost would be dirt cheap if the whole world chipped in.
These are technologies that give us enormous leverage over the planet, where once you know how to put a kind of aerosol in the stratosphere, then an incredibly small amount of money allows you to manipulate the whole planet's climate. It gives humans enormous godlike power, enormous godlike power.
Je crois que ce domaine m'a attiré parce qu'il était tabou. Les gens avaient peur d'en parler, et il y avait peu d'études de fait. Alors j'ai choisi d'explorer cette piste.
How long does it last up there?
The lifetimes are years.
What, years?
Couple years.
And then it precipitates out, or?
Yeah, that's correct.
No toxic side effects? You know?
The thing we always wonder about is the unknown.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about, say, the acidification, it's clear that's not a problem. There's several studies that showed that.
Right.
But of course the concern here is with so little research, there may be some unknown that comes out of left field that bites us. The little picture is from a nanofabrication study, which shows you can make very high quality, and do this in just a jet in a very simple way, make high quality alumina particles just by spraying aluminum vapor out, which oxidizes. So it's certainly in principle possible to do that. There's a big literature that's already looked at that. And you could do that by either building new versions of these aircraft or even re-engineering existing aircraft. So there's some ideas of that. So you go to an engineering firm and you want this done. They don't say this is hard or unusual. They say, okay, yes, we could do it. Aerosol geoengineering looks like it is so cheap that the cost is basically not going to be an issue. That means that implementation decisions will be risk-to-risk decisions. So I've told you that it's cheap to deliver materials to the stratosphere, and I'm convinced that's true. I don't think that will change. But I think the more we do research, the less easy this will look, the more complicated the environmental effects will look. And that's a good thing, because right now it looks too easy. So I think that if we do more research, we're likely to find out that it's harder and more complicated than we thought, and that the side effects are harder to manage.
Numerous air quality studies, including from CARB, California Air Quality Resource Board, have named submicron-sized particulates as being particularly harmful for human respiration. Through all the discussions today, I have not heard any mention of this fallout, and has this been studied, and also the effects of a highly reactive metal like aluminum on toxifying soils and waters?
The question is, what would be the effects of these materials on human health if they came down into the stratosphere, in particular small particles in aluminum?
So the collaborators of mine working on the aerosol scheme are actually folks from Carnegie Mellon who've focused on human health impacts. And while we haven't published it, that was the very first thing we did, was do the order of magnitude calculation in level pencil paper, but with an expert on human health impacts about whether there could be an issue. And for aluminum or other particles, there are a lot of toxicological things that need to get looked at seriously. We haven't done anything serious on alumina, and so there could be something terrible that we'll find tomorrow we haven't looked at.
And that, for me, that was the whole main point of what is going to be coming out to the public. It's the damaging effects of aluminum that are being found around the world in massive amounts. Here's David Keith confronted on this very issue, and he looked, you know, at that point like they just let the cat out of the bag.
We haven't done anything serious on alumina, and so there could be something terrible that we'll find tomorrow we haven't looked at.